And I'm your host, Kiara.
What's going on, guys? It's Gabriel Israel with Planet Agape Rack. We are an organization that go into low-income communities to help people get out of their bad spending habits. We are not financial advisors. We are just willing to teach people things that we are learning. And with that, we have partnered up with the FDIC, and we'll be bringing you different videos and material that they offer to actually make us just more money smart. So today we'll be making a video credit reports and scores. So we'll be going over that. Usually, the video will give us the information, then have a few questions for us to answer at the end. So let's see if I can earn this certificate. Credit reports and scores. Let's go.
Today's topic is credit reports and scores. We'll focus on understanding, accessing, and improving your credit reports and scores.
You, our contestant, will play 5 rounds of games. During each round, you can earn coins by successfully completing a game. Remember, the financial information that's covered in this game is real, but the coins are not. Show us how money smart you are by earning as many coins as you can.
Select a round to start earning coins. We recommend you play the rounds in order since your money smarts build as you progress through the game.
So credit reports and scores will actually have, for me to get the certificate, it's going to take 5 rounds. So it will have 5 videos for this one, guys. So let's go. Credit reports.
Welcome to round 1. In this round, we'll discuss credit reports and how the information in your credit reports can affect many areas of your life. You'll play a game where you'll help 6 guests and can earn up to 6,000 coins. To win this round, you'll need to earn at least 5,000 coins.
Credit reports are documents that contain your credit history. Your credit history can affect your access to credit, loans, jobs, housing, insurance, and other important services. Credit reports can be confusing, so we sent Isaiah out on the street to answer some common questions.
Select each of the 4 people on the street to find out what questions they have about credit reports.
My friend told me that credit reports contain my identifying information. What is that?
Identifying information includes your name and address. It does not include your age, but it does include your birth date, so someone could easily calculate your age.
Oh, okay. Do my credit reports include information about my bills and debts?
Credit reports will include your debts and some of the bills you pay. This includes balances and payments for loans such as credit cards and home mortgages. It can also include accounts in collections. Rent payments may or may not appear. It depends on whether the landlord reports payments to the companies that issue credit reports. Some bills you pay on a regular basis, such as utility bills, might only appear in your credit reports if you do not pay the bills as agreed.
What else shows up in my credit reports?
You can expect to find a list of your applications for new credit and other inquiries when lenders or other businesses request a copy of your credit report. Credit reports also include public record information, such as bankruptcies, foreclosures, and seriously delinquent child support payments. Arrests and convictions generally will not be in your credit reports, but they could be in employment background reports made by other consumer reporting agencies. Those are different from credit reports. It's also important to know that civil judgments, tax liens, and other public records will only appear in consumers' credit reports from the 3 nationwide credit reporting agencies if they meet specific reporting standards.
I didn't know that. Thanks.
Who uses my credit reports and scores?
Excellent question. Financial institutions use credit reports and scores to decide if they'll approve your application for a credit card or loan, as well as the maximum amount of money they will loan you. Some financial institutions also use credit reports and scores to decide if you can open a checking or savings account.
Does anyone else use credit reports and scores?
Yes, some employers, landlords, utility companies, insurance companies, and cell phone companies could use your credit reports and scores to determine what products or jobs they will offer you.
Why would a landlord want to see my credit reports and scores?
Landlords might look at your credit reports and scores to decide if they'll rent an apartment to you, and perhaps to set your security deposit. Individuals with credit reports that have negative information may not be able to rent some apartments, or they may need to pay a high security deposit or have someone co-sign their apartment lease.
Good to know. Thanks.
Who makes credit reports?
Companies that make credit reports can be called credit bureaus, credit reporting agencies or companies, or consumer reporting agencies. There are 3 nationwide credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. If you have a credit history, you likely have at least 3 separate credit reports, one from each of these nationwide credit reporting agencies.
Do other companies make reports about consumers?
Yes, there are also specialty consumer reporting companies. They provide reports that help other companies make decisions about providing consumers with products and services. For example, that includes accounts at financial institutions, employment, rental housing, insurance, and cell phone plans.
Thanks. This was helpful. I keep hearing about credit scores. What are they?
Credit scores are numbers based on information in your credit reports. They predict the likelihood that you'll pay your bills and debts as agreed.
What does that mean?
People with better or higher credit scores are likely to present a lower risk to creditors than people with lower credit scores. Higher credit scores indicate you've paid your bills and debts as agreed and are likely to do so in the future.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
You've talked to all 4 people on the street. Select a person again to review the information, or select Let's Play.
It's time for Checking for Sense. When you select the guests on stage, they'll share their situations. Then, you decide if the statement makes sense or if it's nonsense. If you answer correctly, this chime will play. And the number of coins you've earned will increase. You'll earn 1,000 coins for each correct answer. There are 3 questions, so you can earn up to 3,000 coins. If you answer incorrectly, this buzzer will play. Whether your answer is right or wrong, I'll explain the correct answer. If you get stuck, select the Get Help button for a refresher on credit reports and scores. Let's start and find out how money smart you are.
I'm thinking about buying a home and I want to review my credit history. I can do that by getting and reviewing one or more of my credit reports. Does that make sense or is it nonsense?
That's right. That makes sense. Credit reports are documents that contain your credit history. You have the right to obtain 1 free credit report every 12 months from each of the nationwide credit reporting agencies.
I was turned down for a car loan because my credit reports showed I did not have much money in my checking account. Does that make sense or is it nonsense?
Good choice. That's nonsense. Balances in your checking or savings accounts will not be in your credit reports. But other consumer reporting agencies collect information relating to checking accounts, such as when an account is closed by a bank because of unpaid overdrafts. Those are different from credit reports.
I'm not interested in getting a loan, so I don't need to worry about my credit reports. Does that make sense or is it nonsense?
That's right. That's nonsense. Lenders who offer loans are not the only ones who use credit reports. Employers, landlords, utility companies, cell phone companies, and insurance companies may use them as well. And financial institutions may use credit reports for purposes other than reviewing loan applications. You've completed checking for cents. Let's go back to Isaiah and find out more about credit reports and scores.
Thanks, Kiara. Credit reports and scores can impact your life. It's important to know what that impact is and what rights you have. Select each of the 5 people on the street to learn more.
What if I pay for everything in cash and never use credit? I wouldn't have anything negative in my reports because I wouldn't have any credit reports. It's like I'm credit invisible.
Having no credit reports or scores may sound like a good thing, but you may miss out on some opportunities if you don't have a credit history. Without a good credit history, you may have a harder time getting a credit card or a loan when you need one, renting an apartment of your choice, getting a favorable cell phone plan, obtaining some jobs, and turning on utilities without having to pay a large deposit. And keep in mind that even if you don't need a credit card right now, you may in the future. Building a positive credit history now can benefit you in the months and years ahead.
Well, that's very good to know. Thanks. A potential employer wants to see my credit reports. Do I have to let them?
No, you don't. Potential employers can only view your credit reports if you give them your permission to do so in writing. You may have given that consent when you submitted an application. That's just one of many reasons why you should always take time to review any document before you sign it. Of course, if you don't give your permission, you may not get the job. The Fair Credit Reporting Act also limits access to your credit reports to people or businesses with a valid business need to use them. This includes a potential creditor, insurer, employer, landlord, or other business you want to do business with.
Interesting. Thanks.
When I applied for an auto loan, the lender looked at one of my credit reports. Why is that?
Lenders may use credit reports and scores to help them decide if they'll loan you money. If they decide yes, then they use your credit history to set interest rates and other loan terms based on the estimated risk that you will not repay the loan as agreed. This is called risk-based pricing. Lenders may decide not to lend you money at all, or they may charge you a higher interest rate if they view you as a higher risk borrower, or they may offer you a lower interest rate if they view you as a lower risk borrower.
Would they ever use my credit reports and scores to make a decision about me without telling me?
No, a lender must share if they used your credit reports or scores to make a lending decision about you. They also have to share if they offered you less favorable terms than other borrowers based on your credit reports or scores.
Okay, thanks for the great information.
How long can something be listed in my credit reports?
The Fair Credit Reporting Act states that credit and other consumer reporting agencies can't report outdated negative information, including most unpaid debts that are more than 7 years old. The law also provides details about how credit and other consumer reporting agencies must correct or delete inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable information, usually within 30 days after they receive a dispute.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I attended a class for first-time homebuyers, and the instructor mentioned the Fair Credit Reporting Act. What is that?
The Fair Credit Reporting Act is a federal law that establishes your rights relating to credit reporting. It's important to know your rights and protections. For example, if you understand your right to dispute incorrect information in your credit reports, you are more likely to do so, and actions you take to improve your credit history can save you money.
What rights do I have?
You have many rights. For example, you have the right to know who has used your credit reports to deny an application or offer you less favorable terms. Also, you have the right to know what is in each of your credit reports and the right to decide if you'll let a potential employer look at your credit reports. In addition, you have the right to dispute incomplete or inaccurate information in your credit reports. You can also opt out of receiving certain unsolicited offers. Finally, you can seek help for unresolved problems affecting your credit reports. That's your right too.
I can see how important it is to know my rights. Thanks.
You've talked to all 5 people on the street. Select a person on the street again to review the information. Or, if you're ready to show off your money smarts, select Let's Play.
Welcome back to Checking for Sense. Just like last time, select a guest to hear their situation. Then, choose whether it makes sense or if it's nonsense. There are 3 guests, so you can earn up to 3,000 coins.
Because I have no credit history, I don't have a negative credit history. That means I can likely get a low interest rate from a credit card lender that uses risk-based pricing. Does that make sense, or is it nonsense?
That's right, that's nonsense. Risk-based pricing uses information from your credit reports and scores, and perhaps other information, to estimate the risk that you will not repay the loan as agreed. Many lenders look at your credit reports and scores to see whether you have a track record of paying your bills on time. If you don't have a credit history, they may view you as a higher risk.
I had trouble renting an apartment. My friend told me that building a good credit history would likely make it easier to get an apartment of my choice. Does that make sense, or is it nonsense?
Good choice. That makes sense. Having a good credit history can make it easier for you to do things like rent an apartment of your choice.
Even if I file a dispute, a credit reporting agency doesn't have to correct or delete inaccurate information. Does that make sense? Or is it nonsense?
That's right. That's nonsense. If you dispute inaccurate information in your credit reports, credit reporting agencies must correct or delete the inaccurate information. It's time to find out how you did in round 1.
Congratulations! You earned enough coins to win this round. Remember, if you're logged in and playing to earn a certificate, you need to win every round.
All right, guys. So hey, we won round 1. We got 6,000 coins out of 6,000. Hope get some understanding on credit reports, and we look forward to doing round 2. Shalom.